Hi there, welcome back to a very special edition of Football Spy in association with our friends from Renault Vans and our new friends at Football Manager. Today's show comes from the offices of the makers of the best management simulation game there is, and I should know, I've played it. We'll have exclusive footage right here from the game, which comes out in October next week. But first, the transfers, and Stoke have gone ballistic in the transfer market over the last 24 hours, signing Robert Huth and Tunkai from Middlesbrough for a combined total of £11 million. But the most amazing move they made yesterday was for a player they didn't get, because they bid £12 million for the Sunderland striker Kenwyne Jones. Now, we were talking about this in the Spy office just yesterday, because it just seems a nonsense that clubs leave it until the end of the window to go for their targets. If they don't get them, then they end up like Spurs last summer, who waited until deadline day to sell Berbatov, couldn't get anyone in, and had to settle for Fraser Campbell on loan. Anyway, Everton are doing very nicely, thank you, without Joleon Lescott. Here's the Times. They say that David Moyes is in for Celtic's goal-scoring midfielder Scott Brown. Harry Redknapp at Spurs likes him too. And the Holland and Atletico Madrid right-back Johnny Heitinga. The problem, as far as Heitinga is concerned, is that the German champions Wolfsburg are in for him too. And whether he goes there or stays at Atletico, he will play Champions League football. I just wonder if the lure of Premier League football could prove a big draw, though. Everton have already got Sylvain Distin in the bag. He signed a couple of days ago, and the word is that they are now in for David Bentley at Spurs. He scored in Tottenham's 5-1 win earlier this week, and Aston Villa were interested but seem to have gone cold. Everton, though, could be a good place for him to rebuild his career. The Champions League draw's been made, and if you haven't seen it, Arsenal got the easiest group. They play Alkmaar, Olympiacos and the Belgian champion Standard Liège. Man United face CSKA Moscow, the German champions Wolfsburg and the Turkish side Besiktas. Liverpool play Lyon, Fiorentina and the Hungarian champions, making their debut in the competition, Debrecen. And Chelsea, they play the 2004 winners Porto. Atletico Madrid, Sergio Aguero plays for them, and Apoel Nicosia. I want you to tell me who you think has got the easiest group. Also, would you have wanted it to be more competitive, or are you glad that the British clubs have missed out on the Giants? I quite like the group of death, which has Barcelona, Inter Milan, Dinamo Kiev and Rubin Kazan. Samuel Eto'o goes back to Barcelona in a contest to find out who really did get the best out of that amazing deal, which saw him and Ibrahimovic switch clubs this summer. Time for your messages, and lots of you upset yesterday about Eduardo diving, but some of you defending him today. Acetonic says if someone decides to make an example out of Eduardo, then go ahead, but I can't understand why so many people are peeved at him when players like Ronaldo and Drogba have been doing it every other match. Why not take action against them first? Mohammed agrees. He says the outrage over the Eduardo incident is baffling. If I remember correctly, CR7 took a dive reminiscent of Greg Louganis' finest efforts against Bolton and won a penalty, and no one batted an eyelid. Eduardo wasn't the first player, he says, to take a dive and won't be the last, and the only way to get rid of this from the game is retrospective punishment, as video evidence seems not to be an option. And Drake says, hi Darren, I'm an Arsenal fan, and in this circumstance I'm fine with the dive. Eduardo had no angle to shoot, and it would have been a goal kick if he didn't try to make something out of nothing. A penalty kick is a lot better than a goal kick. On other issues, Man United really wants my prediction on his team against Arsenal tomorrow. I'm going to stick my neck out and say that Arsenal will win it. Their attack's in great form. The United midfield is there to be got at, and the Arsenal backline is much better equipped to deal with United than last season. I take Arsenal to win 2-0. Post your prediction for the match on the site and let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Lots of you are asking about whether Roma's Brazilian attacker Julio Baptista is going to join Liverpool. No, he's not. His agents already said that although Roma are willing to let him go, he's not willing to move to the Premier League. And just one more, Chive13 doesn't think Chelsea should sign David Beckham. He says Chelsea already have more midfielders than they know what to do with. Some more papers for you, and Villa in talks with the Man City defender Richard Dunn over a £6 million move. Villa have also signed the defender Stephen Warnock from Blackburn for £7 million. West Ham will complete the signing of the Livorno striker Alessandro Diamanti over the next 24 hours, and Pascal Chimbonda, as you probably know, has already completed a £1.8 million move from Spurs to Blackburn. Portsmouth have bought the Watford forward Tommy Smith. Newcastle have dismissed a bid by Bolton to take Kevin Nolan on loan. Now, remember we told you yesterday about Jonathan de Guzman, the exciting Feyenoord forward with just a year left on his contract. Well, Chelsea are in for him, as we said, but he has said that he wants to go to Valencia. So let's see if Roman Abramovich's millions can change his mind. And as you know, we like new names here on Spy, even at this late stage, and so Fulham fans will be interested in this one. Roy Hodgson's in for the Kosice Slovakian striker Jan Novak to make up for the loss of Andy Johnson through injury. He's 24, he can play on either wing or through the middle, and he's an OK player. He'd cost about £2 million. Frank Ribery will cost a lot more than that, and the eagle-eyed among you will have seen yesterday that the Real Madrid winger Arjen Robben has agreed to go to Bayern Munich to play in Ribery's position, which means Ribery is a step closer to leaving the club. So he's been running the competition for the Total 90 Shoot 2 boots all summer, and with perfect timing, it looks to be coming to the boil at exactly the right time, because you all know how it works by now. Chelsea want him, so too do Real Madrid, according to Goal.com this morning. All we want you to do is guess how much he moves for. If you get it right and we pick you, then you win the boots. And Mr. Fogpatch is on here, says Ribery will go for £35 million. Black Diamond thinks he will go for as much as £70 million, while Daniel White thinks £57 million. Keep posting your entries and remember to include your boot size. I'm off to the Arsenal press conference this lunchtime to see just what the fallout is from the Eduardo controversy. I'll keep you posted on how that goes next week. But before I go, just one other thing for you. I want you to tell me what the best deal this summer is. Which team got the best deal? Was it Man United bringing in Owen for nothing, Inter getting Eto'o plus £40 million for Ibrahimovic, the deal of the summer for me, or even Real Madrid getting Raul Albiol from Valencia, or maybe even Ronaldo going to United for going to Real Madrid from United for a staggering £80 million. It might be none of those. You might have one of your own. Just let me know on YouTube or an email or on mirrorfootball.co.uk over the weekend. There's more Spy for you on Monday. Enjoy your football, and I'll see you next week.